Let's move on to the burger builder. The burger builder here is also a class-based component. So time to convert it. You know the game. We change it to a functional component like that. And in there, I'm managing state and I have component did mount. So we automatically see we'll need to import use state and use effect. So back in the functional component body, we're managing the purchasing state. So I'll use state here and set this to false initially. And here extract purchasing and set purchasing as elements. And component did mount is of course replaced with a call to use effect where we pass in a function where I then call just props on init ingredients. And to only call this when the component mounts, we pass a second argument, which is this empty array. Now update purchase state should become a constant here. And let's adjust the syntax to fit an arrow function here, or to be an arrow function. The rest here can stay as it is. And purchase handler also is a constant now. Now all the places where we have this props should become just props. And when we call this set state purchasing true, we simply call set purchasing true, using that function returned by use state. The purchase cancel handler should also be turned into a constant, so into a constant holding that function. And here, where I call set state to set purchasing to false, I call set purchasing and pass in false. Again, using that function returned by use state. The purchase continue handler also is turned into, or is converted into, a constant here. This props in the entire application should be converted to just props. So I did this for all occurrences in this component here by selecting them all simultaneously. You can also do this with search and replace in your IDE if you have no multi-cursor feature as I do. And with that, let's also remove that render method here, of course, and one closing curly brace. And since I'm down here, we can already adjust the export name. So here it should be burger builder with a lowercase b, because I named my constant like that, the constant that holds this functional component. So scrolling up again, I got all these functions now stored in constants. We now need to work on the places where we use them. So if I scroll down, here, when I call this update purchase handler, should be just update purchase handler. This purchase handler should be just purchase handler. Scrolling further down, this purchase cancel handler and this purchase continue handler should also be converted to just the function calls without this. And in places where we call this state purchasing, we should just use purchasing, because purchasing is that constant we extract from the array we get back from our use state call. So let's scroll down. And here, where I call this purchase cancel handler, this should also be converted in just purchase cancel handler. Now let me search for this. Yeah, here in the comment, that is okay. No other this keyword to be found here. And therefore, let's reload. The burger builder should still work. By the way, I noticed a bug here, which we had in the final project too, unfortunately. If you deduct an ingredient, the price still goes up. This has nothing to do with React hooks or with Redux. This is simply a little error here in the burger builder reducer. There, if you go to remove ingredient, you should of course deduct that price and not add it. So I use a minus here for the total price. And after doing that, if you remove an ingredient, the price goes down as it should. But other than that, the more important part is that indeed the rest here works just as it worked before. Awesome.